Here is the key of E major. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you some diatonic things. You want to think of the key of E major kind of like a bunch of notes that we play and then a bunch of notes that we miss. And it's a certain sequence of letters or intervals or notes, right? And you can build a scale from it. You can build chords from it. It's basically like, imagine there's a whole bunch of Lego blocks and they're different colors that you can use. I'm trying to find an app that allows me to change these colors, because it's all yellow right now with this color palette that I'm doing for makemusichere.com. is different colors represent different tensions or resolutions within the song or in the key, right? Now, if you notice on the string here, I've got my guitar looking from above so you can see the fretboard chart in the same direction, the big string here, right? So if we follow just the scale, the building block of the E major scale that all these chords and arpeggios and everything is built upon. So if we start with the lowest note, you can find it in the notation here. You can find it in the tab. You can find it on your guitar, and you can see me play it too. So I would put my pick or thumb or finger, whatever I'm using, on the biggest string, the big E, and I would play that and say E. So let's go through saying the letters, but let's also look at the distance, right? So this is E to F sharp. That's 2 frets higher. So think of it as +2. Then 2 to 4, that's another +2 frets. And then 4 to 5, that's +1. 5 to fret 7 is +2. 7 to fret 9 is +2. 9 to 11 is +2. And then the next is +1. So we've got this formula. Wherever you start, we call it the root. The root of the key of E is the open E. So then we follow this pattern of +2, +2, +1, +2, +2, +2, +1. And anywhere you start that from, whichever the starting note was, is the key of major, the major pattern, major scale pattern, right? You notice we skipped a whole bunch of notes. So which ones did we skip? From E to F sharp, we skipped fret 1. From F sharp to G sharp, we skipped fret 3. From G sharp to A, there is no skip, it's just the next note over. A to B, we skipped fret 6. B to C sharp, we skipped fret 8. C sharp to D sharp, we skipped fret 10, and then D sharp to E. Now this pattern, these letters highlight up the whole fretboard. You notice there's notes we miss and notes we don't play, right? Do play. So let's go through them and get used to the pattern. You can play them forwards and backwards and memorize them, but it's really fun if you improvise them and make your own sequences out of them, right? A lot of songs are really just kind of a group of notes and then you make something out of them. So this is like your group of Lego bricks. You build whatever you want out of them, right? Or we can look at another song and find out, hey, they included all these bricks or certain notes from these bricks, right? So brick 1 is E, then F sharp, G sharp, play with me and sing. A, B, just the big string, C sharp, D sharp, E. You could play it backwards. E, D sharp, C sharp, B, A, G sharp, F sharp, E. You could say all the names like fret 0, fret 2, fret 4, fret 5, fret 7, fret 9, fret 11, fret 12, backwards. 12, 11, 9, 7, 5, 4, 2, 0. And you can say all these names, like there's the first note of the scale, the second note of the scale. It gets pretty heavy theory, but there's a lot of different words that represent different meanings of the same thing, right? So let's jam along with this measure right here. It's going to count us in, and then we'll play. 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to play the E2 after the next set of 4. Play E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, D sharp, E. You know, I'm going to put that on loop. This app's pretty cool. I can highlight it and press loop. Let's turn the metronome off. So E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, D sharp, E. Repeat. Let's sing the numbers. That's the first number, first letter, second letter, the third letter, fourth, we call them intervals, fifth interval, sixth interval, seventh interval, back to the first. Now let's say the names: the Greek tonic, the supertonic, the mediant, subdominant, the dominant, submediant. Each chord tone has its, scale tone has its own emotion, right? Do, re, these are solfege names. Mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. So the distance is +2 frets, +2 frets, +1 fret, +2 frets, +2 frets, +2 frets, +1. Now this is like algebra, math. We have different names for the distances. A whole tone is 2 frets. A whole tone is another 2 fret distance. A half tone is just 1 fret distance. Whole tone was 2 frets. Whole tone was 2 frets. A whole tone is 2 frets. And a half tone is 2 frets. Whole. So you jump over 2 to get whole, right? Jump over 1 to half, whole, whole step, whole tone, whole step, half step. All right, so that's the E major scale. We're going to build upon that. You know, you could start that formula anywhere, and it's you could do it on the smallest string, and it's the same letters because the outer strings are the same on the guitar. Then we're going to learn it in different positions and build some chords and scales and things out of it. But it's just a combination of those letters alphabetically, E to E. There's a couple of sharp symbols, but alphabetically E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, right? And then we count each letter, and you can see there's certain notes we played and certain notes we missed. So there's different scales, combinations of letters that you can build songs out of. Essentially, that's just your whole set of Lego bricks, and you can make anything out of them. You could play them. I'll do a little improv. So I'm kind of skipping, sliding, shaking vibrato, doing whatever cool guitar tricks I know with those notes, and I might try to make a song out of it, right? It doesn't always have to be just playing it forwards and backwards, but knowing your ingredients is helpful to do that. Ingredient list, basically what we just did. All right, have fun. Watch out for the next set of series with this E major key for your songwriting palette.